Hi, Melrose here, and today I'm going to be looking at microphones. I'm going to be reviewing not only the ones that are in front of me but some other ones as well. I don't know anything about microphones, I don't know about the cost of them, I don't know what they do, so that's what we're going to have a look at today. So there is a selection here that we're going to test out. At the minute I am talking through a Boya mic that's on the camera, so we'll show you that in a second, but we are then going to switch over to each of these mics and see what they sound like through an iPad recording for you. Okay, so this is currently coming through the inbuilt microphone on a Blackmagic 6K camera in a fairly small studio type room, and it's about 6 foot away from me. I've been given some ridiculous statements to say, so I'll do the test now, the baseline one for you. So 3 statements. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, now I'm talking through a Boya lavalier mic. And this is what this one sounds like. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. That's really hard to say, that one. Okay, so the first microphone we're going to test is a unidirectional Behringer mic. It's currently connected through an iRig box thing that makes it go into the iPad so it can get recorded onto the iPad, I believe. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. So the second mic that we've got is an AKG P3S with like a little flowery symbol there. Matte black thing. Again, plug through into the thing. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. So this one comes in a really nice bag, like a pencil case style bag with the same design on the bag, which is quite nice. Inside to it as well, a little bit padded, that's very nice. So the next one is a Shure SHURE bag, assuming that's the name of the microphone, and this is more of a leatherette type thing, and again pencil case size. And what we've got in here, this is a Shure SM58, so yes, it is the same one as that. Looks quite similar to that, but a bit smaller, bit heavier. Okay, so let's do the, oh no, I need to plug it into the thing and then we'll do the test on it. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Yeah, quite like that one. Bit smaller, bit like a rock star one, that. What I've just realised is that this one doesn't even have an on-off switch, so that's probably why it feels quite nice, because there's nothing to, catch your hand. That's nice. Okay, now we're going to look at some condenser mics that use phantom power, so we've had to switch the phantom power on our little box thing. This one is a Neewer NW700, and I shall just get my sentences up again. It's in a holder thing, and we're going to use the same holder for all of these mics. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, now we're moving on to a BM800. And I have to say, this is a little bit, what can I say? Well, yeah, it's got a nice gold top, put it that way. It looks a little bit glamorous. So let's do the test on this one. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, so we now have a Behringer C1. It comes with additional red tape if you wish for it to have additional red tape. Not really quite sure what that is. Oh, apparently it's been bashed and bruised and it's holding it together. So, although it kind of looks. So does that mean that it's a cheap and nasty one? Not really quite sure, but let's give it a test. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, now we're working up to the ones that are not in pencil cases anymore, but in fancy doodah, like little attaché cases, which is quite nice. It's a Behringer again, but it doesn't have an ear and a triangle on that one. I don't know what that is, but it comes in its own little case, and it's quite nicely padded here. It has a fluffy foamy thing there, which I think you stick on top of the microphone. Maybe that's to muffle it, I'm not really quite sure, but this holder did come out of this case, and this is the microphone, and I'm assuming because it's come in a really nice padded case that it's actually quite expensive, but I don't know. Don't really know. I'm guessing that that's what the case is. So I'll put it together, and then what I am finding is that it's a trick to get that in some of these, I have to say, but let's give it a go. Oh, hold up. Now I'm not really quite sure. This is a B1 Behringer, and there's a switch here, and it's got like a division sign there, subtraction sign there, and then on this side it's got minus 10 dB. So I really don't know what that means. Anyway, we'll stick it in the holder. Okay, so I've just been told that the switch that I thought had the mathematical signs around it sets the responses. So we've set it to a flat response. So I shall do a speech test on it. Now apparently this one is super sensitive. Don't really know what that means. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Are they supposed to sound different when you're talking to them? Because they're all sounding a little bit different when you're talking to them.
How do you know it's sounding different?
Because you can kind of, I don't know, when you're talking to them they sound a bit different.
They can't do, because you're not listening to yourself back
well,
through
the microphone. Well, I know, that's what I thought, but they do sound different when I talk into them, or is it just me? Is it just me? Yeah, because I thought that one sounded a bit clearer for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's just me then. Okay. Okay, I've now got a plasticky lunchbox size case here. Not as nice as the attaché case, but much harder and probably a lot safer than the pencil case bags. And it's got Rode microphones. I think that's how you pronounce it, because it's got an R, an O with a slash through it, and then DE. And let's open it up. Quite a foamy inside there, and the microphone sits in a foamy bit down there, and we have, I don't know what that is, so I'm assuming it goes on there, so I'll be told if I need to put that in a minute, I'm sure. So let's just put that down there a second while we put this in. So this one's made in Australia, and it says Rode NT1. They kind of all look the same. That looks very similar. That's much lighter than that one, I'd say. Although those two look kind of similar. Yeah. I'm not really quite. I've just noticed that the meshing is wider on that one than that one, and that's different again, so I don't know whether that's got something to do with the sound. Okay, let's stick it in. So that was much easier to stick in. So I've just been informed that all of the condenser mics that have been in this are one directional. Sounds like a pop group. Anyway, I've put this one in, and I put it in the wrong way around apparently. Although it seems to be picking up on my voice on the iPad, so I don't know whether do I turn this round. So I turn it around apparently. Ooh. There is a little gold dot, so I'm assuming that tells you which way you're supposed to talk into it. So this one, as I'm talking now, before I even do the test, is going really high on the volume thing. So I believe that means it's hot. We need to turn down the iRig thing. Okay, so let's do the sentences and the sound test. So, the small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, so that's the last one of the condenser mic using the phantom power. We're now going to move on to a couple of more condenser mics, but they are USB ones. So I'll switch over to one of those now. Okay, and now we have a Samsung C01U USB studio condenser. It doesn't fit too well into this holder, but for continuity throughout the mic testing, we'll leave it in that one for now. I suspect that this one is used the most because it's the most scuffed, should we say. So that's possibly a sign that it's one of the better ones. Don't know. I've got a little green light, which I'm assuming means I'm supposed to be this way again. So, and everything's working on there, although it is a little bit lower on the iPad. So let's do the speech test. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, now we have what I think is probably my most favourite from the look of it, which is a blue snowball with a little light at the top there, some switches at the back, 1, 2, 3, and it's currently on number 1. So let's have a test of this one. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, so that's the all of the mics tested, doing a sound check on them. I don't know anything about the mics, as you probably gathered. I don't know the cost of them. I don't know which one would be the best, which one is the lower, cheaper mic. I really don't know. So what I'm going to do now is, before I even get that information, I'm going to listen back to the recordings, find out which one I prefer, which one I think sounds the best, and then I'll probably choose 2 or 3 of them and come back next time and see if we can actually improve the sound any further by using things like a foam thing that goes over the mic, and also I've forgotten the name, pop cover, pop something, pop filter. So I've listened back to the sound test that I did, and I have now selected 5 microphones that I think sounded the best. I have the Boya lapel mic, I have the Shure SM58 mic, the Blue Snowball, the one that was made in Australia, the Rode NT1, and the B1 Behringer. So they're my 4. Now what I'm going to do now is go have a look at all the prices of all of them to see if that would actually make me change my mind. Because to be fair, there's not a massive amount of difference between them. These just sounded the best. Okay, so the first mic that we're going to look at is the Boya one that's actually on the camera. And that's the one that we did the baseline sound test through. And that one is £28 for the kit. And in the kit you get obviously the microphone, the holder, and the furry wind muff thing on that. So £28, no. So we'll start with the Boya lav mic, which is one that you can hear me through right now, and that comes in at a price of a mere £14. So that sounds quite reasonable to me. Very cheap actually to me. So, okay, so the next mic that we looked at was the yoga mic. This was a unidirectional FX507, and I believe you can't get this anymore. This came as a kit of 3 for about £30. And they come under different brand names now. It's quite good construction, metal, no plastic to it. So, 3 for £30, £10 each. That's quite good value. So the next one is the AKG P3S, the one that came in the soft case with the symbol on it. Again, quite a nice metal construction to it. So let's have a little look at the price of that one. And that one is £27. So about 3 times the amount of the yoga. And the next one is the Shure SM58. Now this is one of my 4. I think, like I said, it feels really nice in your hand. It feels quite comfortable. It's a nice small mic head to it, metal. It feels quite heavy as well, which is quite good. So let's have a look at the price of that one. Ooh, that's £86. So that's, yeah, I can see why that is probably quite a lot more expensive than those. Quality-wise, they look like they're constructed in the same way with the same materials, etc. But clearly there's a difference in the sound with that one. So £86 for the Shure one. Okay, so the next one possibly aesthetically my least favourite. I'm not really quite keen on the gold. It kind of cheapens it a little bit for me. Don't know what your views are on that. And that is the BM800. So let's have a look at the price of that one. And this one is another kit one, and that is £28 for that one. So actually around this range, and that's not a surprise really to me. So with the kit you get the everything that's in the picture. You get a stand, you get there's a lead here, and there's a pop filter. So the next one we're going to look at is the Neewer NW700 one. Again, that feels quite a bit similar to that one, a little bit trying to hold on to my mics at the same time, a little bit I don't know, it just feels a little cheaper for some reason. Doesn't feel as weighty. It feels quite light, still metal and quite nicely constructed, but don't know, I think that's going to be a cheaper end one. So let's have a look at the price of that one. And that, yeah, that's no surprise to me really, that's £18. So that's no surprise that it's £18. Now that's £18 for a kit, but that's you get a smaller amount of things in your kit on that one. So you get the leads, the foam muffler thing, and although the picture's in gold, it does come in the gold or the silver, and that doesn't vary the price on that. So that's actually cheaper than that one. So that kind of sits between those price-wise. So let's put them in price order. And now this one is the Samsung C01U USB Studio Condenser. This one was the one that I thought was probably going to be the better one. It's obviously being used a lot. There's a lot of scuffing on it. So I think that's because it's being used a lot. That's possibly because it's a better one. So let's have a little look at the price on that one. And yeah, £105. So, but that was not one of them that I selected, interestingly. So this is the most expensive we've looked at so far is that one. And it was not one of the best sounding ones. And the next one we're going to look at is the one that had the, I'm sure for free, electrician's tape around it. And this was the Behringer C1 with the one that had the little ear inside the triangle, and the one that had the little light to tell you which direction it comes in. That feels a little bit heavier, a bit more chunky, quite nice. I suspect that's a slightly more expensive one. So let's, £25. So actually, that's right down here at the cheaper end of the spectrum. So that's quite interesting. Quality-wise, that almost looks identical. You know, if you didn't really know what you were looking at, that's almost identical to that one, and a massive price difference to them. Okay, so the ones that are left now are the ones that I have selected, other than the Shure one. So this one is slightly different. This is the B1 Behringer with the slightly different symbol in the triangle and with the button on it and stuff. And I think you had to talk into this one in one direction, and I can't remember which, but it looks slightly different in the fact that it's got like almost like a brushed silver goldy effect to it. So different colour. It kind of looks nicer, it looks more stylish. Aesthetically, I think that's probably the most pleasing out of all of them. Quite heavy. I suspect because of the quality of the sound of it, how it looks, I suspect that's going to be the most expensive one out of all of them. Ooh, £63 for a kit. And that's the one that came in the box. Oh my goodness. So in your £63, not only do you get the, it'd be like QVC shopping channel. Not only do you get your mic, your holder, your foamy muffler thing, but that really lovely case with all that padding in it, that I'm really surprised at, because that was one of the ones that I chose. And you get all of that with it, so that's a good one. I like that one. And then we had the Rode NT1 mic. This seems a little bit, although it's metal, it seems a little bit more plasticky, a bit cheaper, this one. I quite like the top of it, and I think I said earlier that the mesh on it looks a little bit different. So are they trying to be different, or is it actually that making the sound difference? Now, it does sound better, so it could be that these ones with the slightly wider mesh on the top of them sound better than the others, but then that one's quite tight, so maybe not. And that one had the gold button on again, so you know which way to talk into it. So Rode NT1 is priced at £188 for the kit. So in the kit you get the holder, the mic holder, and your popper filter. So that's now top end expensive. I think that's our most expensive one so far. Okay, and last but not least we have, this was aesthetically my most pleasing one. This is the blue snowball. It just looks very different and I really like it. It sits in front of you, you don't have to do anything with it. It's a nice looking mic. It looks different, it looks like an oldie worldy but quite modern at the same time. Really nice, like this one. So let's have a look at that. That one is £70 for that one. So the cheapest mic that out of the ones that I selected is the lapel mic, the Boya lav mic, and that was £14. So you can get a good sound quality off that for £14. Nothing going wrong there. Then we moved on to the Shure mic that was coming in at £86. We had the Behringer, £63, but a really nice kit, So far, for value for money, I'm thinking probably that one. So that one was the most expensive one at £188 for the kit, and yet that, like I say, doesn't feel expensive, that one. I'd be a little bit, although the sound was good on it. And then we have this one at £70, which is the Groovy Doody one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take our cheapest condenser mic, the one that we didn't select, with the most expensive one, the most expensive mic that we're reviewing, which is the £188 one, which sounded okay, but feels a little bit cheap. But I'm going to see whether we can use the foam mufflers and the pop filters to see if we can actually improve the sound, to take something that's very cheap and see if we can make it sound as good as this one. Now, for people who use the mic professionally, that's not going to be of any use. But if you just want a mic to do something like YouTubing and stuff like that, let's see if we can make this one, the really cheap one, sound as good quality that you can use for this kind of streaming. Okay, so this is the most expensive one at £188, and we'll do a sound check without just the mic. And the small pup gnawed a hole in a sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a big muffler to it. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. I'm not really quite sure what the big muffler thing does. I think it will take out the S's and noises, hopefully, because those sentences are designed to exaggerate that. So let's see if that's made a difference on that one. Okay, so now we've put the pop filter over the mic. Now, for obvious reasons, which will become very obvious in a minute, this isn't something that you're going to be able to do if you're videoing yourself. And so this really is just for, I would imagine, voiceover work. So again, we'll have a little look at the, see, it doesn't even recognise my face. The small pup gnawed a hole in a sock. The fish twisted and turned on a bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Right, so now I've got the cheapest one, which is the £18 in a kit one. And we're going to do the baseline speed check, which is the small pup gnawed a hole in a sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Now I'll put the muffler on it. You would have thought I'd learnt these words by now, wouldn't you? The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Now I'm going to pull the pop thing. I'll take that off and we'll put this one there, and I'll get the words which I've just turned off. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, so that's the sound checks now done. So we're going to have a listen back at those and see if it's made any difference by the fact that we've added the different muffler pop things to it. See if we can reduce the gap, and possibly we can put it into some software to see if we can actually reduce down the difference even further. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Okay, so what you just listened to is the Neewer microphone that's gone through some compression and EQ software. So in summary, we've got one of the cheapest microphones and the most expensive microphones that we've had a fiddle about with, and managed, I think, to be able to get the cheapest one to be fairly close to a really expensive one by adding some filters, etc. to it. Now, if you're just doing something like this and or nothing too professional, then yes, I would suggest that you could go for a cheaper microphone and just put it through some software. But if you are a professional, then you probably are going to want to go for a more expensive microphone. So aesthetically, my favourite one is the blue Snowball, and this came in at £70. I just think it's a really nice microphone. You can see it, it's right in front of you, you don't have to think about it, and it just looks really nice. So that's my aesthetically pleasing one. And then, but my one that I think is the most best value is the one that came in the attaché case, the Behringer, and it comes with the mic, the foam thing, muffler thing, the holder that we use throughout, and comes into a really nice sturdy case with a foam top, and that was £63. So it sounds really good. It's going to be well protected, a really good mic in my opinion. So I hope you found that video useful. If you have, please like and subscribe, and also if you want, you can put your comments below. Until the next time, bye for now.